Graphs don't have to be intimidating, but a graphing system can't tell you what graph you might be looking for. You have to have a preconceived notion about that a little bit before you go into graphing. And one of the reasons that is because to type the data into the spreadsheet, it might need to be in a specific configuration to get the result that you're looking for. So I'm going to use an example that we have some meat types here, and we're going to do, let's say, beef and goat and pork. And I'm not saying that these are the correct percentages, but let's say that we measured fat and we measured it in percent, so I always want to put units in. And what I have set up here is my independent variable is in column A, and my dependent variable, or the data that I collected, is in column B. And I'm just entering random numbers in so that I can show you something specific. So what I love about Google Sheets and many of the online graphing systems is that you can ask Google to make the graph it thinks might be best for your data. That doesn't mean it's the right one, but. So in the insert menu here that I've expanded, I'm going to click on chart. And Google says, I think you're looking for a pie chart because you have percentages. And I'm like, no, I'm not looking for each of these to be part of a whole. I'm looking to compare these. So over here on the right, a little chart editor opens up. And what you can do is you can choose the chart type. And this allows you to kind of take a look at different types and say, does that make sense for what I'm displaying here? And one of the things that is a simple chart to compare things, not to show a trend, but to compare different values, is a bar chart. And look at what Google has done. It's given me a title, it's given me a y-axis title, an x-axis title, it's inserted my data in here, it's made the bar graph for me. Many of the online charting systems do this. So this is great, but this is a little wonky. I wonder if I could exchange these two bars. I can. If I type goat in here and put the goat value of fat and beef in here, look at how that changed my chart. So again, there's some editing that you have to do when you look at your chart. Does it say everything I want it to say? Like Google gives you a start, but you have to take a step back and say, does this look pretty? Do you want this to be a decreasing trend? You could have done that too. Let's do that. Pork 6 and goat 2. So for those of you that like a decreasing trend, go ahead. The other thing that I demand in my class is data labels. So if you click on your chart and if you expand the kebab on the top right of it, you can choose Edit Chart, and the chart editor opens back up here on the right. And there's all kinds of things that you can do. You can change the color if you want. You can change the font or the text, whatever you like. But if you choose Customize from the chart editor, and if you choose Series, all the way down at the bottom are some choices here. And one of the things that I'd like to see is data labels. I mean, your graph here is pretty good in viewing that it's 6, 4, and 2 are the values, but what if I had a line graph that had a big scale here, right? And I couldn't really tell if that was 1.5 or 2.25. Adding data labels in means that you don't have to include your table. So now look at my chart. It displays everything on my table, and the only thing that I need to do to include this for an assignment or a paper is to highlight it and copy it and paste it into my paper.